Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one is another video by Drew Pinsky. This young man travels all around the world and he is going to rank every country in Europe. He says there's 50 countries in Europe. I've heard different things, anywhere from 48 to 52. I don't know. He knows a lot more about Europe than I do. So we're going to check this out and probably break it up into a couple videos. I haven't decided yet, but that would be my guess. And we'll see what he has to say. He has been to every one of these countries at least once. And like I said, this is basically what he does. He travels quite a bit. So check out his channel when you get a chance. He's got a lot of videos, very informative, and a ton of subscribers, so clearly people love him. And let's get on with it. If you're new to my channel, it's anything and everything that interests me as an average middle-aged American, mostly focused on learning about other countries and other cultures, especially in Europe. Wife and I plan to do a lot of traveling when we go into retirement and while we're in retirement. So we're just trying to learn as much as we can before we get on a plane. Pretty simple. All right, enough jibber jabber. Let's get to it.
I've been to all 50 countries in Europe.
Bonjour!
Most of them 3 or more times, and in this video, I'm gonna rank each nation starting from my favorite.
It is the best city in Europe, one of the best in the world.
All the way down to my least favorite. And yes, right now, I'm in the beautiful city of...
Oh, what's not to love about AKs firing in the background? I mean, come on now.
I've been to all 50 countries in Europe.
Bonjour!
Most of them 3 or more times, and in this video, I'm gonna rank each nation starting from my favorite.
It is the best city in Europe, one of the best in the world.
All the way down to my least favorite. And yes, right now, I'm in the beautiful city of Kyiv, Ukraine. The criteria for my ranking is overall friendliness,
Cheese!
affordability, cuisine,
That is very good.
nightlife, natural beauty, historical wonders,
I was not expecting to see this in Sicily.
and most importantly, the ability to not have to go out of your way to have an authentic cultural experience.
I think that's a good way to rank countries. What do you guys think? Let me know what your top 5 are. Your top 5. And how many countries are there? 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. I hear all kinds of different things. So based on your knowledge, how many countries are there in Europe? And what are your top 5? They don't have to be near each other or anything else. Your top 5. You got a teleporter, you can go from one to another. Give me your top 5. Especially if you were a new visitor who had never been. Don't even worry about the language barrier, any of that. Let's just assume that that doesn't count. Top 5 that you love or that you think an American of average age who has never been to Europe should go. Thanks.
Unbelievable.
All right, let's begin with my favorite country in Europe and where I am reporting to you right now to kick off this video.
Let's go!
Number 1, the Czech Republic. Here I am in Old Town Square in Prague. It's literally my favorite place on the planet. Look at this. It is so beautiful. Medieval architecture, incredible churches, the oldest functioning astronomical clock tower in the world, and it just doesn't get any better than this. Even though I've spent a year of my life in this city, I still have the goosebumps every time I'm here.
I love it.
Yes, this is the very city that I studied abroad in 2012 when I was a junior in college, but I've just fallen in love with this city and this country, and let me tell you why. There are many cities around this country that are stunningly beautiful, like Pilsen, where they brew the famous Pilsen Urquell beer. There's a city in the north called Liberec, which is near the mountains by the Poland border. There's a town called Olomouc in the east, and Brno also in the east. And all the little Czech towns and villages are so cool because you're in Bohemia. That's actually what the region is called, like the song Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. But what's really cool about Czech Republic is you're right on the border of Eastern Europe and Western Europe. So you still get that Eastern European flair and culture. And my parents' generation, the ones who grew up in the 70s and 80s and even 90s, they grew up in communism. So they have a different different outlook on life, and it wasn't so happy-go-lucky for them growing up. And that's maybe why you think Czech people don't smile so much at you on the streets and you think that they're rude, but actually they're super friendly and super cool once you get to know them.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. But the way the society runs in Prague, it's super safe, super clean. You have that like Western European comfort a little bit here, but you still have the grunge of Eastern Europe. So there's graffiti on the wall. Some of the street signs are ripped off. It's way, way, way more affordable than Western Europe. For example, if you drive an hour from here, you're already in Dresden, Germany, and it's way cheaper in the Czech Republic than it is in Western Europe. Beer is still cheaper than water here, even though it has gotten quite pricey over the last few years.
So we just sat down at a restaurant here in Prague and I ordered this beer, which was $2 for a half liter, and this tiny little water in a glass can is $3.
The Czech Republic is
How does that make any sense when beer is made with water? Can somebody explain that to me? Is it just supply and demand? The beer's on draft and and the water's bottled, so you have to pay for the bottling and the shipping and the space difference requirements, that kind of thing? It's very confusing. Yeah, I didn't know this would be number one. I ain't gonna lie. Although I hate graffiti. I hate it. I can't stand it. You got a mural on the side of a building that somebody said is okay. Hey, art is a taste, you know? To each their own. But just spray painting something on the side of something that you don't own and you don't have permission? No. Nope. Not cool.
loaded with beautiful parks, cafes, restaurants, bars. It's amazing for nightlife.
This is so awesome!
It's family friendly. All the streets have this cobblestone like everywhere in Prague. It's so cool. They're like pieces of sand all over the city. It is extremely safe here, way more than other cities I've been to in Europe. Even pickpocketing is pretty minimal, if you would ask me, compared to a place like Paris or Barcelona. What I love about Prague is, yes, it's the biggest city in Czech Republic, but it's still pretty small. There's about 1 million people here, but you feel like you can know all the different areas. It's not overwhelmingly big, and you can really walk around the entire Old Town in just a couple hours. It's really great if you like exploring by foot. Public transportation around this country is immaculate. It's perfect, always on time, easy to get around. You do not need to have a car if you live here. If I'm being honest, the one thing that's not amazing about the Czech Republic is the food. It's very heavy meats and potatoes and sauerkraut and cabbage.
That's
all
all
right.
right.
You don't come here for
Heavy meats and potatoes. I'm good. I'm good. One of my biggest concerns wherever I go anywhere out of the country is what am I going to be able to eat? I'm a very, very picky eater. Not picky as in fancy, just picky as in very limited tolerance. Meat and potatoes is just fine with me, buddy.
the food. You come here for the fun, the beautiful atmosphere, the relaxing vibes of Czech Republic. Look, they're setting up a farmer's market in front of me. There's gonna be a beautiful little farmer's market here. Also, my favorite small town in Europe is in southern Czech. It's called Český Krumlov. It is beautiful and charming, just like it is here over the Vltava River with Charles Bridge in the distance, one of the oldest bridges in the world. I just freaking love this country so much. Number 2, Serbia.
Wow.
I cannot tell you how good it feels to be back in Serbia after 7 years.
Also staying in Eastern Europe, but this time the capital of the Balkan region and former Yugoslavia. Serbia is amazing. I've been there maybe 7 or 8 times. I love the people. They're so outgoing in nature. They're friendly. They're kind of like Spanish people. They're very loud, very nationalistic, very proud of their country. Belgrade is amazing. It is not very touristy, so you have these beautiful medieval castles and charming old town streets, restaurants, bars. A lot of them you have to yourself because there's just not many tourists there. There's a beautiful fortress in Belgrade, right where the Danube and the Sava rivers meet each other. But even getting out of Belgrade, there's a town in the south called Niš, which is beautiful. Up in the north, there's a town called Sombor, which is actually where Jokic is from, the best basketball player in the world right now. There's a town in the north called Novi Sad where they have an amazing music festival in the summer called Exit, which I really want to go to. And all around Serbia, you really just can feel the energy, the pulse of this country, unlike others. It's so amazing if you want to go out, make some friends, hang out, play sports. Also, Novak Djokovic, the best tennis player of all time, is from Serbia. So it's a tiny country, but has such a big impact on global sports, which is cool if you like sports like I do. The food in Serbia is pretty good if you like meat. They have cevapcici, which are these like thick meatball things. They drink this yogurt thing that they also drink in Turkey. If they drink it in Turkey, it's called like ardian.
Meatball thing, yogurt thing. Let's not get too technical, okay?
There, but the one in Serbia is more, it's saltier and it definitely is an acquired taste. I always like to tell people that Belgrade feels like a mini Berlin with graffiti on the walls, which ironically I'm walking on this street in Prague right now. It feels like the East Gallery wall where the Berlin wall is covered in murals. But Belgrade has that vibe. The music scene's amazing. It's hipster. I don't know how else to explain it. You just gotta go there yourself and feel it. It feels different than the rest of Europe. And not to mention there's beautiful Orthodox churches everywhere. It's really a dream. And I always want to be back in Serbia. And I hope that if there's one
Listen, I got a pretty limited vocabulary, but of all the words in the world that I would not think describe Serbia, it's hipster. I mean, that's mind-blowing. Serbia, hipster. Huh.
takeaway from this video, it would be to visit Eastern Europe in general. It's just fantastic. Number 3, Spain. Spain is just as good as...
See, I love Spain and I haven't even been there. Just did a video on Germany. I've done a lot of videos on Spain and Germany. And I said in that video, and I think I'm going to stick to it, if I had to pick a country to live in, it would probably be Spain. And if I had to pick a country that I could only visit for like a month, I think it would be Germany. And I know that those kind of contradict themselves, but I look at them as two different things. I think Germany is mind-boggling beautiful. And I think Spain looks like a great place to live. And those are two different things. But I don't have a lot of experience with either one, so I don't know yet. But let's just say that neither one of them were really on my radar until I started doing videos, and they both are at the top of my list. So let's see what he has to say about Spain.
as it gets, and I freaking love this country. Let me tell you why. So of course, the big cities of Barcelona, Madrid are amazing and you have to visit, and they should not be overlooked.
It doesn't get any better than this.
But the beauty of Spain for me is the south and the north. The southern region is called Andalusia, which is so beautiful. You have towns like Granada, Sevilla, Cordoba.
We are out here in southern Spain, and there's this amazing little town of these cave homes carved into the mountain. You guys have to see this to believe it.
One of the most beautiful mosques I've ever seen is in Cordoba. There's this Moorish architecture which comes from Morocco. It's really close to the border of Morocco. You just have to cross the small sea right there.
Right now I'm inside the Mezquita in Cordoba, Spain. Just one of the coolest buildings I've ever seen in this architecture.
No problema.
The people of Spain, just like Serbians, are really loud and friendly and passionate. Seriously, like if you've ever met a Spaniard before, you know that they're Spanish because they're just loud. They want to be heard.
Say that and then what is this?
As I pass under Charles Bridge, we learn more. I actually took my dad on our annual father-son golf trip in Andalusia. We had an absolute blast.
That's right. In the hole, Papa. Very good playa. Thank you.
It is literally every golfer's dream to be down there. The road trip was beautiful. The food was incredible. The jamón, the seafood, the tapas. But then you gotta go up north to the northern coast of Spain, where I just took my team on an incredible road trip, which I do every year to celebrate the growth of the channel. We started in San Sebastian in the Basque County, which was absolutely stunning. The wine, the food, the ocean, the seafood, the views, the cliffs, and then we drove the whole northern coast of Spain all the way to a town in Galicia, which is on the northwestern part of the country, to a town called Vigo, which I don't think I've ever seen a more charming town in my life than Vigo, Spain. Put that town on your radar. It will not disappoint. Man, on this walk right now around Prague, I'm finding all these little squares and little alleyways that I've never found before. It's pretty awesome. But Spain has it all. It's a huge country. It has great vibes all around. If you like ocean, you got it. If you want mountains, you got it. If you like to drink, go out and party. You like sangria, the fruity wine that comes from there. It's all in Spain and it's all fantastico. Why am I doing this with my hands all of a sudden? Number 4, Iceland.
Wow.
We got it. If you like natural beauty, then Iceland is your spot. Wow. Pretty cool. Holy shit. It's one of the most beautiful countries in the world and the best to road trip it, starting in Reykjavik, the capital city, which is quite nice. There are a lot of beautiful things to do in that city, and it's definitely worth visiting, like the beautiful church, which looks quite different than this one, the Blue Lagoon, which is a place that you just detox for a while. It's a geothermal hot bath, which there's a lot of those around Iceland. The Blue Lagoon is just the most famous one. Oh man, that burning sensation of being so hot.
Fantastic.
Oh, this is so cool, man.
Oh my God.
I feel like we're gonna be here for at least 30 minutes. One of the coolest experiences of my life was playing golf at the northernmost golf course in the world, where it was light outside 24/7 in the summer. Let's go! But I recommend you to get in a car and drive south to a little town called Vik on the southern coast. There's black sanded beaches down there. It's a totally different vibe and feel than Reykjavik. It's way more remote. And just driving through Iceland, you will see volcanoes, you will see beautiful rolling hills,
Wow.
you will see ocean cliffs and views like you've never seen. And the people of Iceland, there's only a couple 100,000 of them in the whole country, and they're super friendly. There's a town in the west called Sticky Salmur, which actually went on a cruise ship that continued onwards to Greenland. It was a small town of about 3,000 people, but really, really nice. The best salmon I've ever tasted in my life was there. And it's just the epitome of what I love.
That's a neat looking church. If you're new to my channel, I love churches and castles and palaces and symmetry.
Which actually went on a cruise ship that continued onwards to Greenland. It was a small town of about 3,000 people, but really, really nice. The best salmon I've ever tasted in my life was there. And it's just the epitome of...
That's a wild looking church. That looks like it's made out of Legos. That's pretty neat. I would not have guessed Iceland was in the top 5. But that's why I have this channel, to learn. Is Iceland in your top 5? Let me know.
What I love and enjoy about Scandinavia is all found in Iceland. The language is crazy, you won't understand anything. The signs are all like FQZ75. They might as well be in Arabic or in Mandarin because I really have a hard time grasping it.
Hamilisino asunor asafinifino.
Grabrak gar gagar.
But everybody speaks English, so there's no communication barrier. You will absolutely love your time in Iceland. If you want to try bizarre food, you could try fermented shark. I thought it was the worst thing I've ever tried in my life, and I've tried almost everything. The smell, I can taste it on my lips right now. It's disgusting. But other than that, the cuisine is lovely. Everything is delicate and safe and clean and fancy. It's a very fancy country. It's very eco-friendly to travel there. It's like a minimalistic lifestyle. You just jump in a car, go around. You don't have to bring all these things with you. You just want to go enjoy nature. There are beautiful fjords to check out, which are these like tall little mountain things that come straight out of the water, and you can only find them in a few countries in the world. And of course, the Northern Lights. It's one of the best places on earth to see the Northern Lights. I've sadly failed every time. If you've seen the Northern Lights, let me know in the comments down below where, because I'm dying to see them. Number 5, Ukraine. Yes, that's right. I'm in Ukraine right now. I'm in the beautiful city of Lviv. I've actually been here for the last week, traveling around the country, documenting my experiences. I was actually here 9 years ago.
How cool is that building?
So this is my second time in Ukraine. It's very different these days with the war, which I'll get into in a little bit. But all I gotta say is this country is so charming and beautiful and different than the rest of Europe. First of all, it's massive. It's actually the largest country in Europe. It's like 1,500 kilometers or something from west to east. The people are amazing, they're beautiful. Things are charming here, like where I am in the west. It feels like Prague. The city's super unique and beautiful. Cobblestone streets, you have the buildings with the blocks like this. There's little artsy things on every corner. It's just like a freaking dream here. Of course, you have the capital city of Kyiv, which has the most majestic temples and churches and gardens. Behind me is St. Sophia's Cathedral. It's the oldest cathedral in Eastern Europe. Such a special moment and surreal to actually be back here. Absolutely incredible. It's like a freaking hidden gem there. It's more beautiful than almost any other city I've been to in Eastern Europe. It's also really, really affordable in Ukraine. Not even because of the war. It was actually really cheap when I was here 9 years ago, so things are extremely affordable if you want to go out to get food, if you want to go out to the bar. And speaking of bars, there's a lot of nightlife here, and I want to say even during the war, it's been amazing to meet people and see how resilient they are. They've all had friends and family that have lost limbs or lost their lives. The people are really trying to move on, and we're really just trying to get past these dark days. And it's been really humbling and emotional to travel Ukraine during these days. And I will have a video coming out soon on my YouTube channel, which is gonna share real stories as I experience them in real time here in Ukraine. Because it's so big, there's so many different areas to explore. We have the Carpathian Mountains, which is actually the same mountain range that goes to Transylvania in Romania, and it's also the mountains that originally split Europe and Asia. So there's a lot of culture there. There's a lot of beautiful villages.
I mean, they're at war and they're acting like everything's normal. I can't grasp that at all. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he's braver than I am. I wouldn't go there right now. I mean, Russia's got to have, you know, long distance missiles. I guess they've chosen not to use them. Thank God. But I can't imagine just sitting on the street drinking coffee, playing chess while there's a war going on in my country, while my country's trying to invade us. Wild. I guess it's what you're used to, you know. I guess that area of the world is just used to conflict so much more than we are in America. I mean, yeah, we're always in a conflict, but it's never at home. It's sad. This stuff's got to end.
Villages, there's a lot of cool castles, which actually we just went to one earlier today. We're here at autumn, so you can see the trees are just starting to change colors. Pretty awesome. It's a beautiful little village here. You have people selling homemade stuff that they cook literally in their backyard, and it's a very, very nice life out here. The point is, all around Ukraine is beautiful nature. You have hikes, you have outdoor sports, even beaches on the Black Sea. I've never been to Odessa, but I've heard amazing things about it. You have Chernobyl, which is a place I've always wanted to go. Maybe I'll make it there someday. And yeah, Ukraine, it's a very, very special country. I've actually raved about it since I came 9 years ago. And it's really a pleasure to be here again, and I wish and hope the best for the future of this country. And I really, really hope that the war will stop, because war is just absolutely terrible for anyone. Number 6 is Portugal. Oh, I'm gonna sit down and enjoy this one because Portugal is that special. So of course you have Lisbon, the capital city. I've been there maybe 6-7 times. I love the look of these Portuguese churches. Man, it's so beautiful. I recently went to Porto. I took my team on a road trip through northern Spain and down the northern coast of Portugal, and I really love Porto. It's like a mini version of Lisbon. It's quaint, a lot of beautiful cafes and churches, and it's just like a hip, cool vibe. I actually like Porto maybe even more than Lisbon. But the best part about Portugal is the Algarve, which is a region in the southern coast. Took my dad on a golf trip down there.
Nice shot!
Oh, yes!
Eagle!
We had an absolute blast. Talk about some of the best seafood I've ever had. Great sorts of wines, sangria. Oh. Really, really friendly and warm people.
Voici.
What's up, bro?
You're one of my favorites.
Dude, muchísimas gracias. In my opinion, they're similar to the Spaniards in that they're just very loving, and you know, they give you kisses on the cheeks when you see them, and they're just cool people to be around. Like, you want to be around Portuguese people.
Be happy, be happy.
The country's pretty small, but they've obviously had a lot of influence on the world. Through colonization, Brazil, Cape Verde, Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique, Angola, a lot of countries around the world speak Portuguese. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, that's not the point. The point is, Portugal's awesome. They have great fruits. In fact, here's a random fact. In Iran, the word for orange is Portugal, because the Portuguese were able to bring really fresh oranges by boat to Iran way back in the day. I think that's a really cool little fun fact. If you have a sweet tooth, you have to try pastel de nata, which is a famous pastry that's made in Lisbon, the famous shop where the original one comes from. There's always a long line out the door, so you could probably try it. So if you want to wait, you can wait for it, or you could try it somewhere else. It's also really affordable in Portugal. That's why a lot of young entrepreneurs and tech and crypto people are moving to Portugal, because of the lifestyle, and it's very cheap. Yes, it uses the euro, but it's way more affordable than almost any other country in Western Europe, and I will always love Portugal, and I can't wait to go back. Number 7 is Romania.
Wow.
Just a nearby country to Ukraine.
Yeah, my assumption was that Portugal was very similar to Spain, and I guess it is in a lot of ways. I mean, Portuguese is similar to Spanish. It's not the same, but it's similar. And obviously the climate and everything's similar. The people seem to be similar. I know a couple that said that they're moving to Portugal. So I don't know if right now if it's easier to move to Portugal than it is Spain or not. If you know, let me know. Is it easier for an expat to get to Portugal, or is it still easier to get to Spain? I know Spain's cut out a lot of their friendlier options. If you bought a house over 500,000 or whatever, I think you were kind of guaranteed in. Let me know. I'm not moving there anytime soon, but you never know. What do you like better? You like Portugal better than Spain, or Spain better than Portugal? If you had to choose.
As I just mentioned, the Carpathian Mountains actually go down into Romania, into a beautiful region called Transylvania, where you can find Dracula's castle.
I am Dracula.
A bunch of other really historical monuments. There's a town called Brașov, which is my favorite in Romania. It's tucked away in the mountains. And there's another really beautiful village called Sinaia, which you have to visit. Of course, Bucharest is the bustling capital city, and there's a lot of really cool development there. It's really beautiful, and there's hardly any tourists. Also very affordable. There's a lot.
Look at the symmetry of that place. Love it.
Called Sinaia, which you have to visit. Of course, Bucharest is the bustling capital city, and there's a lot of really cool development there. It's really beautiful, and there's a hard.
Now, for a lot of you, you're going to say symmetry is boring and uninspired. And I'm going to say you're wrong, because beauty subconsciously is judged by someone when they look at someone's face, if they're not a pervert, and it's how symmetrical their face is subconsciously what degree of beauty you see. That's a fact, Jack. So when you look at this place, even the stuff on the rooftop is identical. I love it. I don't know what it is, but I am obsessed with symmetry. What a beautiful place.
Hardly any tourists, also very affordable. There's a lot of IT and tech out there. A lot of people are super smart coders, and so there's a lot of coffee shops, a lot of really fast Wi-Fi, which is amazing. And in general, Romania has a lot of rich folklore and medieval castles, dark stories. A lot of people who are interested in dark tourism like to go there for its haunted vibes and medieval structures on every corner. I got lost in the villages there, and I found a lot of really unique traditions. There was a beer drinking festival that I went to. There was a cheese making exhibition. People dressed up in Romanian outfits, singing songs. It's very festive. I just really love Eastern Europe. I think that'll be one of the main themes in this video. I just feel very alive there, and I feel very uplifted to see how people are living their lives out here in Eastern Europe. Food, I would say, is decent. It's not really the best food I've ever had in Eastern Europe. Although Ukraine and Romania, well, if we mix them together, between borscht and between dumplings and between a lot of the cottage cheeses and jams that you can find, honey, raspberries, grapes, it's pretty good in that regard. But there's not really like internationally known dishes that you have to try from one of these two countries. Next on my list in Romania is a western town called Timișoara, which is just like a 2-hour drive from Belgrade. I want to check that place out, and yeah. I don't know, guys. If you come in the autumn season, which is where it is now, you can see the trees changing colors and all the tourists are gone from these places. And in general, they're just not touristy at all, and they're super enjoyable. I could not rave more about Romania, Ukraine, and all these countries in this part of Europe. Number 8, the Netherlands. We are gonna move out west to one of the most beautiful countries in Europe, a small country, a country that has a massive impact on the world. Did you know that New York was at one point, or almost called New Amsterdam, because of Dutch colonizers? Indonesia, Madagascar, these countries have a lot of Dutch words and Dutch influence, which you would never believe. The reason Madagascar is because a lot of the people that live there are actually ethnically from Indonesia, which have traces back to Netherlands. I love the open-mindedness of Dutch people. They're tall, they're really accepting to the world. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, wherever you come from. Suriname, that's actually a Dutch-speaking country in South America. People are really cool. They're genuine. They like to go out and have fun. They love parties. A lot of my favorite DJs in the world come from the Netherlands or Holland. I want to make something straight, guys. Holland is just part of the Netherlands. It's like there's North Holland and South Holland. Obviously, Amsterdam and Rotterdam, the two biggest cities, are in the region of Holland, but the country of Netherlands is much bigger than Holland. You have amazing cities like Kinderdijk, which is where the windmills are. It's a UNESCO site. You have beautiful canals of Utrecht, which is actually the most bike-friendly place in the world. And it's my favorite city in the Netherlands because it's like Amsterdam, but way smaller. It's a university town, so there's a lot of students, and it's just really amazing with no tourists, and it's way cheaper as well. In the south and east, you have Breda and Eindhoven, which I've been many, many times. They're just chill spots. I mean, all these towns in the Netherlands have beautiful canals running through them, just charming people. I just can't tell you how enjoyable it is to walk around the Netherlands. Like, I'm just smiling the whole time for no reason. Like, any day that you're walking around Amsterdam is just a great day. The layout of the city is awesome. Whenever I tell people I love the Netherlands, they're like, oh, you like smoking weed? Actually, I don't like smoking weed. And I like the Netherlands for every reason apart from smoking weed. Who cares if there's weed shops? It's just the open-mindedness of the people. There's a great beer selection. The food is actually pretty good.
That looks amazing.
Wow. They have great sandwiches, they have great hot dogs, wieners.
Really tasty.
There's actually a fast food place called Fibo, F-E-B-O, and you basically put a euro into this like microwave box looking compartment or thing. It's like you're getting a soda from a vending machine, but you turn the knob and then like a burger comes out. So I thought that's pretty fun. And they also have a food called bitterballen, which is like this fried ball of, I don't even know what's in it, but it's delicious. Great cheeses in the Netherlands. Everyone speaks perfect English. And the biking culture, man, if the cities are like built for biking, and where I currently live in Prague, it's like a terrible city for biking because there's no bike lanes. In Amsterdam, literally every city, every single part of the Netherlands is extremely bike friendly. So if you do go there, get on a bike and explore. You'll love it.
The Netherlands is pretty flat, right? Is that one of the reasons that it's so bike friendly? The terrain itself is flat. Let me know. They do electric bikes there?
I just arrived safely in country number 9, Austria. I'm in beautiful Salzburg, and as you can see, it is an absolute gem of a day. Look at this, perfect weather, absolutely stunning out here. What's significant about Austria for me is that I'm Austrian. My grandfather was born here, so I have a really cool connection to this country. It's so beautiful, and it's really underrated and overlooked by its neighbors, Germany, Italy, and Switzerland, because there's so much here. You have the Alps, you have amazing food, hello schnitzel. It's the birthplace of classical music, Beethoven, Mozart, and it's very charming. And believe it or not, people here actually speak German. There's no such thing as Austrian language. The language is called German.
Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen und ihr kommt uns in Wien besuchen. Bis bald.
But it's really cool, it's really beautiful, and as you can see, like, you can't really go wrong with coming to Austria. It's one of those places that you visit and you realize, okay, this place is special. I'm gonna come back and back again. Some of my favorite spots in Austria are Innsbruck, which is the gateway to the Austrian Alps. Really good skiing up there, beautiful town high up in the mountains. Of course, you have the big bustling city of Vienna with tons of palaces, great food.
Welcome to Vienna. We are at the Stephansplatz. Right there is the Stephansdom,
Wow.
the main church of Austria.
The city is thriving. There's another small town called Linz, which is stunning. And actually, there's a place on the border of Liechtenstein called Feldkirch. I went there in 2015. It was really special. And of course, you can't beat Salzburg. Austria wins. That leads me into country number 10, Italy. Buongiorno. Italy. There's so much to say about Italy. A lot of people would tell me to put this as number 1. And Italy's so great. It's hard to keep out of the top 10.
All right, so what's your opinion on Italy? People just talk about it in a way that it's like there's no way it can live up to the hype. You know, there's no way it can be as good as everybody says. Is it surface level? Is it just, you know, it's just for the tourist who don't really know the inner workings? How good is Italy? Is Italy in your top 5? 5 countries in Europe you have to visit if you've never been to Europe before. Let me know. I'm afraid I'm going to be let down because everybody just talks about how great Italy is all the time.
We're here in the Plaza de Campo, which is the biggest square here in town. It's just so charming. It's such an amazing place.
Oh, wow.
Venice is probably my least favorite place in Italy. It's a human zoo. There's too much going on there, too many people walking around. You know, my first time going to Italy, I went to Florence and Rome. So those 2 cities really have a special place in my heart. I've been back many, many times since then. You know, they say that Rome is a walking museum, and it really is. You just walk around and you see things like this. I really enjoy northern Italy. So Lake Como, the whole area up there is so stunning. It's just an hour-and-a-half drive from Milan, and it's a totally different world. It's clean here. Fresh air, you have cobblestone streets, really, really nice scenery. Surprisingly, the lake is a lot clearer than I thought. See these ducks? You can see the ground. I also really like the island of Sicily, which is technically part of Italy. Part of the beauty of traveling to a place like Sicily is getting lost. It's way more rugged and run down. You got Palermo. Beautiful church / Duomo here. Unbelievable. It's really kind of where like the mafia was started and invented. So you kind of have those vibes out there.
Those who want respect, give respect.
Sicilian food is great.
I'm gonna go as far as saying this is one of the best street food snacks in Europe. Sicilian rice ball. Yeah.
And you have these ancient Roman ruins in Sicily that are unmissable. Whoa, check this out. I was not expecting to see this in Sicily. Soon I want to road trip the boot of Italy. There's a lot to see down there. Milan is the fashion capital of the world. There's so much going on in this country and it's so big that you always got to keep going back and visit. And I feel like this was obvious enough that I didn't have to tell you this, but Italian food is fantastic. And it goes way beyond pizza, pasta, and wine.
All right, guys, this is going to be part 1 of multiple parts. I'm just going to make several videos out of this. Otherwise, it's going to be just way too long. So this will be part 1. Check out the rest of the parts. Not sure how many there'll be yet. Probably 4 or 5. I'll probably just break them up into 10 countries at a time. I think that's probably the easiest. Who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you. All right, I'll see you soon. Enough jibber jabber. Thanks for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can you believe that we now have over 1,000 subscribers and over 100 videos in our YouTube library? Me neither. It's been less than a year and this channel has grown so rapidly. What's more important than the number of subscribers is the quality of subscribers. Our subscribers are knowledgeable and generous with their time. They teach us about their country and their culture from their firsthand experiences. See, over 95% of my subscribers live outside of the United States. So we're getting information firsthand. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. I think you'll enjoy it and it doesn't cost you anything. If you'd like to see other videos similar to this one on the same country, click here. If you'd like to see some videos on some other countries in Europe, click there. Want to see some of the most beautiful castles and cathedrals in the world? They're over here. Want to check out the United States? We're down here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.